Hi all. So welcome to another day on this JMeter training. And currently we are doing like in step of doing the end-to-end like scripting, right?
Sure.
For one scenario. So some stuff we discussed yesterday. So if we see the course content, right, we are on these topics. So we had overview yesterday. Then we enter into talking about JMeter heap thing, like visual VMS stuff, memory, and other. So from that point, we will continue and proceed, right, where we left yesterday. So, okay. So how memory consumption is done, right? So that graph and everything I've shown yesterday, right? Now what we will do, we'll try to change the memory and we'll see whether it is impacting or not, right? So how to do that, right? So uh, first, let us open the JVisual VM. Correct. So JVisual Visual VM, Visual VM also, or J Visual VM, anything. I think what name I have, J Visual, right? Actually, I'll change it. Uh, it's earlier it was J Visual. Now it has been Visual VM. Okay. J Visual VM has been changed to Visual. Yeah, Visual VM. So J Visual VM comes with earlier version of Java, and this tool with Java 8 it used to come. Now this tool is like not available. And the same thing is done by Visual Basic. So I'll update the name, of course. But yeah, they both, like, it was existing. It's nothing like it was not there. Uh, in this IT world, this tool was there. Now it's a Visual Basic. Okay, so Visual Basic. So let us start that Visual. Here it is. Bin. So fine. Now, if you see currently, there is no JMeter open, so you will not be seeing any Java related process, means Java related software running, right? So for now, we are only running JMeter, which is Java related software or Java based software, right? And hence, so JVisual VM, what it will be used for, right? So it will be used for like monitoring or yeah, analysis, you can see, of any Java based software or Java based application. So that's why you do not see anything here. Okay, so yesterday, we have seen that by default memory of JMeter is 1 GB, 1 GB. Now today we'll see how to change it, right? And then, uh, or what I'll do very quickly, I'll start the JMeter. Right. So since I have opened it, if you go to Visual VM, you'll see that it will be showing. You can again double click on that, and it will be showing here. Okay, it's opening, and it will open up. And here you can see 1G, 1J, right? And you can go to monitor and you can see also, like, currently it's utilizing this much and this much is available. Maximum is this much available, and this is how much it is using. Correct. Fine. Now, how to change? So we have to go in the bin directory of JMeter. So JMeter. We have JMeter here, bin directory, and JMeter dot. So for now, we will talk about changing it on Windows. So let us open that in Notepad++, or even in Notepad also we can do. But in Notepad++, it looks little colorful. That's why I prefer it. Okay. So JMeter.bat file has been opened, and these are the code inside that. And the same JMeter.bat file, right? Remember, we double click here to launch the JMeter. Okay. So I'll be showing a technical aspect also today, and you will be also getting the answer why we launch JMeter through this and not through this. I'll be showing. So let us first change it. So this is 150, right? Yesterday I told you that around line 150, this line will be there. So 1G, 1G. So let us say I'll be giving it for an example 3G. Okay, and here also 3G. So this is how it is changed. From one, I have replaced that 1, 2, 3, and here also 1, 2, 3. So it 3G means 3GB. Now, what is XMS and XMS? I'll come back again and I'll try to explain. But for now, let us save it. Okay, I have saved this. I have changed it. I have saved this. Now, here you'll still see it's 1GB only. So how to change it? So to get that change affected, we have to first close the JMeter completely. Once you close, you'll see it will be gone from here also. Like you see, it's got disabled, so you can just remove that, because a new, when you start new JMeter, right? So that fresh with another process ID will be coming in. Okay, so we'll start fresh again. And remember, when you change here, it will not show it here. Suppose we have changed 3GB, but still it's showing here 1G, 1G on this default message. So do not get confused, because this is a default message. A static message means a fixed message, okay, which will come every time. So this has nothing to do with the change. Now we have changed that, right? We have changed that, we have saved it, and we have closed the JMeter, and we have started the JMeter. So close and press start the JMeter. So now if you come here, Visual VM, and yeah, so you can see here it's showing 3G, 3G, it's changed, right? And in monitor also, if you go monitor tab, so you can clearly see it has been increased to 3GB, right? Do you see? And currently it is utilizing this much, but it has 3GB. Okay, so what is the meaning of this is, the meaning of this is that now JMeter has authority to take, suppose this is my task manager and I have 4.8GB of free, right? So earlier fix was 1GB. So it means that JMeter was having authority to take only 1GB from my system. Even though if it will require more, it cannot take, right? It cannot take. But now we have increased to 3GB. So it means that it can take 3GB. If required, it can take 3GB from the system. But again, remember, not more than that. Okay, 3 is fixed, not more than that. So let us say we have given 3GB. Now we are working, and somehow the memory requirement is around this. And if it needs more memory, it cannot. It will not be able to. Okay, so I will come back to understanding on this also, maximum how much we can give and other thing. But before that, let me show you. So hope you see, right? It's 3GB. Now what I'll do, I will close this JMeter. Okay. So once you close, this will also be disabled. You can see it got blurred. So you have to just close this. Now what I will do, I will start the JMeter from this jar file. Okay. So obviously, if you start from the jar file, JMeter will start. We know, right? But you will see. Okay. First, let it start. I'll show you. So I started the JMeter. Fine. Okay, two time actually it has here also. Okay, let us close it. Like I double click, two time I click. So I've closed everything, one press time. So only one JMeter, right, has opened up, and this JMeter has been opened up by clicking on dot jar. Now go to visual view. Here you'll see that JMeter process ID. It's fine. Okay, double click on that as usual, and so here if you see there is no such information about memory. It's not showing. It's not saying anything about memory, right? And even if we go to monitor tab, so in monitor also it's not showing. It just it is only showing how much currently it is utilizing, but how much it has, how much like fixed 3 GB, like earlier it was showing, right, or 1 GB, but currently it's not showing that. Even though even that also it's not showing. So you got the point now. So this JMeter has been started by clicking on dot jar. And earlier JMeter, we were starting by clicking on JMeter dot bat file. So what is the difference? So difference in this is the main JMeter, remember. But what will happen if you open JMeter through this? There is no such memory kind of desktop, or there is no option to increase the memory also. And that's why you see this JMeter has been started through by clicking on dot jar file, right? Dot jar file, and hence we do not see any kind of that thing here or here, right? It's not giving that information. Okay, so that is the reason we always launch JMeter through this, right? So what happens indirectly whenever we are clicking on this, it is launching JMeter, but we are getting two benefits. Okay, what are those benefits? First benefit you can say is, which is not that much important, but the dark console comes, right? That dark console, which is sometimes it's important. I'll also tell you how it is important, but it is important. Okay, and second most important thing or most important benefit is changing the heap. So that line, right, uh, or the argument or whatever that is there in this jmeter.bat file, right? This line which is there, it's there in this jmeter.bat file only, and here only once we are changing. So and then we are, once we are starting again jmeter through this, right? So it is passing those value to here only, and that jmeter is opening up with that setting. Got the point, right? Hope it's clear, right? That now you will be having a technical idea that why we should not directly launch JMeter to jar and why to use dot pat, right? Same way. uh, okay, so I'll close this JMeter again just to show you. I can close this JMeter. This will also become disabled. We can close this again. I'll launch the JMeter from dot pat, and again you will see it will show. So this dark console comes. That is first benefit. What is the use of this dark console? That also I'll tell you. And next benefit is like memory. So the JMeter is open up. Now if you go and double click here, you can clearly see the detail, or if here also you can see the detail, right? Okay, so that change and effect. So got the idea, right? Like should why we should launch JMeter through .bat file and not directly through this. Okay, indirectly this calls this only, but that's some parameter, right? First benefit, the dark console, and then second some arguments like increasing the heap size and other thing. Those setting is here, and that is when we change it, it is applied here, and then JMeter is launched with that setting. Now same way in Mac and Linux, remember Mac and Linux or Ubuntu, what I have told that we launched the JMeter through this file. Okay, and this file doesn't have extension, right? With this file, and this file doesn't have extension, but there is one more which is .sh, and many places in internet and somewhere you will see people will be teaching, or they are saying that on Mac and Linux, okay, Mac and Linux, we launch jmeter.sh. But what I have taught is we do not use this one, but we will be using this one. which, and this file doesn't have that extension. This is the only file, if you see, which is not having an extension, file extension. Hope you understand what is file extension, right? So this is called file extension, right? Dot or whatever, file extension, .bat. So this file doesn't have any extension, right? Others have, this is .sh, .bat, .log, .properties. Okay, only this file has no extension, no file extension. But clicking here only, through either through command or even double clicking on Mac, you can always launch the JMeter, or on Linux also. So now I'll tell you why to use this, why not to use this. Correct? See, because there also we have to increase the memory, even if you are using on Mac and Linux. Okay. So obviously there also that line will be there. Which line? This line. This is for .bat, only for Windows. Correct, Windows. So when you are running on Windows, you will change this. It will impact for Windows. But what about Mac and Linux, right? So if I open this, no, where in your case you are saying, we'll check that in last. Maybe we'll share the screen and I'll check. Okay. Yeah. So coming back to the point. So if you see this jmeter.sh, if I open that in Notepad plus plus or Notepad, this is jmeter.sh, and this is not so big file, this much only. But if you try to find that line, what line? Uh, a line which is having some heap is equal to xms1g, and this just this is understandable, xms1g, xms1g metaspace. Do we see that line here in jmeter.sh file? You'll not see that line here. I'm just here, it's here, but this is not that one. This is they are telling that from command line, we have to, if we have to increase the memory, how to increase. So this is for that purpose, but this is not that line. Okay, need this line for my purpose. I need. If people do not focus for now, this thing. Okay, yeah. So going back, so that line, right? Line meta space. If you see a scroll down, it is not there. I have completed till end, and do you see it's not there? Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll open this file, which doesn't have any extension, and uh, generally this is used to launch a JMeter on Mac and Linux, right? Linux, Ubuntu, whatever. So what is the reason? So I'll tell you. So let us first open that and, Notepad. So that this is that file, and if I just scroll down, we'll find here. Here that line is there, but this is not the line. This is notes. Slowly just scroll down, and around somewhere downside here, 166, 165, you'll find this. And we have to change here. So when we change it here, and so it will impact whenever, or it will increase the memory for JMeter whenever we are using Mac and Linux, right? Now, so now you got the point why using jmeter.sh will not be launching, and why using that jmeter file which doesn't have any extension, using that we will be launching jmeter, because that line to increase the memory is here. Okay, it's not there in sh file. So, but people will say that using .sh we will be launching, and you can launch when you click the jmeter will launch, but that is not correct, because you cannot increase the memory. That line is not, that line is present in this file, and that is the reason. Uh, and we have to increase the memory. That is necessary thing, right? So that is where on Mac, remember, and on Linux or Ubuntu, or Ubuntu, right? We'll be using this file to launch the JMeter and not this. Correct? Technically, hope you got the answer. Now, next thing is about, okay, so this is done. I'll just close it. So remember, in SH file, it will not be there, and hence we will not be using that JMeter file, which is not having an extension. Uh, in around 165, 166, that line will be there. Here you will be changing that, and this is the same line which is in JMeter dot back. So fine, okay, and that's why we will be launching JMeter to this, because that line to change the memory is here. Next, in dot bat file, it will be on around 150, line number 150. Okay, you can open that in normal notepad also. Suppose this dot bat I'll open in normal notepad, and obviously that will be there. This is what, simply just scroll down. You will find that line, even 3G, it's, you see. So it will be there, right? Only notepad, why I prefer notepad plus plus or sublime test, things look little bit beautiful. This is default notepad. Fine. Now, let us discuss about this thing, XMS and X. Okay, and how much we can give and all those things, right? See, uh, first, how much we can give, right? So, how much free is there? Suppose in your system, see, currently I have, okay, currently, suppose in my system, I have 5 GB free. So I can give only 5 GB, 5 GB maximum, not more than that, because I do not have that much. So from where I'll give, okay. So depending on how much your system has, that much you can give. That is first. Now, let us say how much maximum we can give. There should be some upper limit. Suppose your laptop is having 64 GB of RAM, then you will be having so much available, right? But out of that also, how much you can give maximum? So remember, maximum you can give is 16 GB. Here you can give maximum is 16 GB. Understand? Okay. Even let us say your laptop is having 64 GB laptop, and let us say 32 GB is free here, but you cannot give 32 GB. Maximum you can give is, remember, 16 GB. How you can give? Here write 16, and here also write 16. Okay, so maximum you can give 16 GB maximum. And on lower side, how much you can give? On lower side, you can only give depending on your system how much is available. Suppose 5 GB, so yeah, 4 GB or 4 GB you can give. But let us say your system has 32 GB available, you cannot give 32. Maximum is 16 GB, 16. Okay, on both thing we have to write 16. Okay, got it. Now next is this X, okay, XMS and XMX. So this can be sometime people can ask about this, where you change, how to change, what is XMS and what is XMS, explain them, right? So see, initially this is like this, right? 1G, 1G. It means that. Now, what is the meaning of XMS? Or let us say when I did 3 or 16, whatever. So remember that if you are giving 1G, 1G means JMeter has only this authority to take only 1 GB. If I'm giving 3 GB, 3 GB in both place, so JMeter has authority to only take 3 GB, not more than that. When if it will need more, but it cannot take, right? Suppose on both places I am giving maximum, that is upper limit is 16 GB. So it can, JMeter can only take 16 GB from my system. Okay. Even in my system, suppose very 32 GB of RAM is free, but only 16 GB it can take. Right? Next. So that is clear. Okay, so in both places you have to give 16. You cannot give like here 16 and here you cannot give 1. Remember, it will throw error. Okay, so suppose you have given here 16 and here you are giving 1 or any value which is less than this, right? Less than this, this value. If you are giving here, it will throw error. Remember, while launching the JMeter, it will throw error. Now, so either in both places you can give depending on how much. Suppose my system has, as I've shown, 5 GB free. So maximum I can give in both places 4G, 4G. If I have my system has 32 GB free, so I can give 16 GB. Right? That is max, not more than 16. From 1 GB to 16 you can give, depending on how much free you have. Right? Max is 16. Now, but why? What is this? So see, XMX, X, S, XMS. Sorry, XMS. S means fixed. Okay, fixed. So suppose if I'm giving 3 GB here, so it means that JMeter has authority of having dedicated 3 GB RAM. Means it can always go and take 3 GB from laptop, my system. Here also, if I'm giving 3 GB, means this this X means extra. Okay, extra, which is also called as buffer. Buffer. Now, what is the meaning of buffer? Buffer means in, let us say, this 3 GB is also gone. So some buffer you can give, like this much buffer you can take from the system. Now, if both value is same, so there is no buffer. Remember, means it doesn't have any buffer. Buffer is 0, 0. If both value is same. But what if I'm giving here for an example, just to understanding better. Suppose I'm giving here 4 and I'm giving here 8. Suppose, for an example. So you know what it means. It means that 4 GB is fixed. So 4 GB it can always take, and 8 minus 4, which is how much? 4 GB, right? So 4 GB is buffer. Means when that 4 GB is consumed, and if JMeter needs more than that, so it has another 4 GB in its, it has authority to take another 4 GB. So that is what. To avoid the confusion, let us say, suppose it's 4 GB, suppose 8 GB, and I am giving here 4 GB cannot give. You have to always give max. So 8 GB fixed, and I want to 8 GB is fixed. It can always take, and buffer I want to give 4 GB extra. So 8 plus 4, right, which is 12. So here I have to give 12. Remember, this value should never be less than this value. Either this value should be greater than or equal to this value. This value should be either greater than or equal to this value, never less than. Okay. So if I give here 12 GB, so what will happen? I'll show you. I'll close this JMeter. And from visual being, so just close this. And we will start save. I think I have saved it now. Start the change. JMeter has started. Now visual VM. So here, if you double click, here you can see 8 and 12. Means it has changed. Now go to monitor, and here you can see how much it is. 8 GB. Currently use is this much only. Means the blue part is how much it is using, JMeter using, but it has this much allocated, not hard coded. Remember, it's not hard allocation. That is one thing we have to know. What is the meaning of hard allocation? Hard allocation means, suppose I have given 8 GB, so it doesn't mean that it will immediately take 8 GB from here, and here it will be showing 0, because available only is I have 5. I have given 8. So it doesn't mean that dedicated directly it will take 8 GB. No, it is showing that it has authority to take maximum 8 GB. So when we will be using JMeter, and when requirement will go, slowly it can take from my system till 8 GB. 8 GB is not there, but think like till 8 GB it can take. Okay. Now after 8 GB, when 8 GB requirement is also reached, and if it needs more, so I have given that 4 GB extra. 12 minus 8. XMS is 12 maximum, and 8 is already done. So how much left? 4 GB. 4 GB it can still take from the system. Okay. So that is what buffer. So now hope you understand. So remember that maximum in both places, if you want, you can give 16 GB, 16 GB, depending on if your laptop has 16 GB, but more, not more than 16. Remember. this value, like many people can think like here give 16 and let us say here give some buffer like 22 GB or 24 GB. No, maximum in both places will be 16 on. You can play with 16. Like suppose here you can give 12 and here you can give 16. Means 12 is fixed and for buffer 4 GB it can take. Or yeah, that's all. Here, suppose my system has almost 5 GB, so I'll give 3 and 1 GB extra. I'll give 4 GB. So 3 to 4 means 3 it will go and take very easily, and 1 will be GB will be buffer. When in worst case it require 4 minus 3 is 1 GB. It has buffer. Okay, so it depends. In both places you can keep same 3 also. So it will only take 3. You can play with this buffer stuff also by increasing how much buffer you want to give to JMeter, and maximum you can give at both places 60. Okay, hope that is clear. Now say close and again start JMeter and see this change. Now metaspace, okay, no need to change metaspace, it doesn't impact more thing. Then but in worst case you can just increase to this is M. Okay, so you can just increase to 1 GB by 1024 and take it 10. This doesn't impact much, but yeah, just increase it to 1 GB. So 1 GB in MB is how much? 1024 MB. So fine. And so this is currently I'll go with this setting only. Why? Because in my system I have maximum 5 GB only. So 3 GB I'm giving and 1 GB extra and giving to JMeter. So I've increased and you can go and check here. So this is old JMeter. You can close it. Now this new one I have opened. You can see 3 and 4. Right? Metaspace also we increase, so it's showing. Metaspace is not that much. So you see 3 and 1 GB is hidden, which will not be shown here, but that is there, the buffer part. Okay. So this is Metaspace. 1 GB or 2 GB you can increase for Metaspace. Now, there is a region, sometimes they ask, like we can ask Copilot also, suppose. If you want, you can read that in your free time, like why, you can asking why Java applications struggle with more with heap more than 16 GB. So sometimes some people ask when you grow with the experience, 7 year or 8 year, and that time if you are attending the interview, this question can come: why Java application struggles with heap size more than 16 GB? Because I told right limitation is 16 GB. So there is a reason for that, and that is all some like extra stuff which is like high level thing that you can just go and read, right? Which needs some extra knowledge also about Java and other, and will tell you, okay, or like this some blog also you can read. There is a blogs there also, right? So try to read it if you have in future when you get the experience, or you try to when you are trying to understand, okay, why this is there. Sometimes few people can ask this question. Or you can change the question also, that why JMeter maximum, why we should give 16 GB and not more than that. And you can try to read that. Okay, let us go back. So this is all about heap. Let's close this also. And hope you got all the answers. that how much we should increase, where to increase. Why we launch JMeter through .bat and online X through this file, right? Why not directly using this, or on Mac and Linux, why not using this, right? So all things. Now, next thing about this dark console, how this is important, right? This is important because sometimes when we are working on JMeter, some message used to come here, and that message will tell some bugs or some error happening in JMeter, right? So one screenshot like related to memory only, I'll show you uh, some example here. So suppose, yes, like see, this is a screenshot taken long time, because something I cannot reproduce always. So you see, suppose I was doing one testing, and JMeter memory, like depending on how much we have given, uh, it was needing more than that, and hence you see out of memory error messages started coming. And right, and where this message is coming, this message is coming on that console, dark console, right? So this dark console. So you see, that's why it's important, right? Any message like that uh, will come on that dark console. Something like that. Okay. So that is how dark console is also important. Now, remember uh, this whenever there is a memory related issue, so it will come up on the screen as well. It will come up on the screen, and it will try to create a dump file as well. You can see a dumping heap to Java PID 7C04, and its extension is, if you see, its extension is H4, right? So what happen if you have given some memory, but when JMeter is needing more than that, and if that is not available, it will throw that out of memory error, right? Out of memory error, which will be displayed, and it will try to create a file called this kind of hprof file, or mdump also, in your bin directory. In your bin directory, when this kind of memory issue can come, and you can see this kind of file will be created with extension hprof. Okay, and that is used in size, or mdump also. Here you can see mdump, memory dump, they say. Okay, hprof. So, and they are their size is very huge, so you can delete. That is not required, okay? Or we do not have to understand anything on that, or there is no need to debug on that. And they can increase, eat up your space. You see this four that files I have just selected, and it is almost taking 11 GB. So this kind of thing can happen when JMeter will be needing more memory when we are working on that, or doing load testing, right? And if that much memory is not available to JMeter, it will try to throw that error, which I have just shown, out of memory error, and it will try to create this kind of file with extension hprof in the bin directory, and you can, or mdump, and you can delete them because they consume very high disk space. So that is about dark console, that importance of dark console. So now you got right what is the two important things of launching the JMeter to .bat. We get the dark console, which is important, and we get the memory setting for, yeah, memory setting. Now fine. So this is done. I think we are going very slow. So do that, right? So increase that, and do this. Correct. Now, and remember, these are one-time change. Means increasing the view result tree line limitation, right? The change that we did in user.properties file, or increasing this memory and other thing. We do not have to do repeatedly. It is one time. Means only one time you have to do that change in JMeter, not every time. Okay. So one-time change. After that, so when you download the JMeter, just change it and done. Only one time. Next is when you are working on any project, right? Any scenario. So first, initially, do a trial recording of 2 to 3 transactions. Means set up, right, how to do the recording. So just do a trial recording of 2 to 3 transactions and try to understand recording complication and certificate related issue. Means whether recording is happening perfectly or not, right? So how will come to, right? Initially when I, if you guys remember, like we recorded, we tried to record Flipkart or Amazon. So we were facing some issue. Then I rectified that, right? I have shown how to rectify it by fixing the set, and then it went very well. Right? Recording went very well. So same way, just do 2 to 3 transaction of recording and see whether everything is working fine or not. Or if any problem is coming, so what is that problem? Is it a certificate related issue, or is some other problem like a proxy issue or network, in like some troubleshooting step people will explain, like here, that sometime recording cannot happen. So maybe VPN or firewall or antivirus will be able to disable. Sometime port you have to change. The hit that we give, you can try by changing it. Sometime you can try by changing the browser, or sometime you can remove the old certificate and generate the new certificate, because that can also create issue. So I explained that also, right? So just that is why it is suggested to just do uh, a 2 to 3 transaction trial recording and see whether everything is working fine. If any problem is there, fix it, right? Fix it. And mostly the problem will be of related to certificate only. Maybe as you said in that session, so if certificate has expired or it has become old, so you have to remove that old one and generate the new one and put that new one in browser. And there is a complete process of that, right? I'm not going to explain it again, but I have explained in that session that how you have to delete, remove that from the browser, then clear the cookie of the browser, then close the browser, then go to bin directory, delete those 3 files, then start the JMeter, right? And then on JMeter on HTTP TCP record, click on start, and then those 3 files will be again generated. From that 3 file, that CRT file, import again in the browser by opening that. Once it is imported in browser, right? Again, close the browser, close the JMeter, and start browser and JMeter and try to do the recording. So this was the step, right? Complete step, and it will be fixed. Okay, so do that and fix it. Now, once that is done, then we do the complete recording of end-to-end flow, because end-to-end flow recording should be done with like patiently and in one go. You should not be doing mistakes when recording is happening. So that's why yesterday also I suggested that practice the flow. As a user, when you are understanding the flow, you should have the idea, okay, uh, what we will be doing in every transaction. We launch the home page, then we click on enter store, then we selected a page. This all should you should remember, because as a beginner, I'll never suggest that when you are doing the recording, complete end-to-end recording, that time you should not do the mistake. Now you'll ask me what kind of mistake. Mistake means clicking here and there or entering wrong inputs when you are doing, right. That should be avoided. So practice the flow before recording, and then when you are good, just do the recording with all the best practices which we are going to learn, and complete it in one go. But do not in hurry worry, but with best patience, right? And no wrong inputs or wrong stuff, right? As a beginner, it is what I suggest. Fine. Now, in this recording, so we are going to do the recording, I'll tell you. But in that, uh, okay, let us start with best practices. So first thing, in the browser, I think we need to import that JMeter certificate, because we changed that certificate last time. Just delete those 3 files. Google Chrome. Google Chrome, just go. Oh, sorry, not proxy will set later on. First, let us fix this. And the third one, manage trusted field. Clear the cookies at least we have to clear. Um, okay, cookie. But if you want, you can clear all other thing except this password and autofill. If you want to save your autofill and password, right? So that is not mandatory to click. Other thing you can always keep on clearing, not an issue. Sometimes browser history you can keep. Uh, okay, links will be there, but rest you should have the habit of clearing. If you are not regularly using your system, right? Because even suppose one example, like you're logged into your Gmail and someone stole your laptop, right? And that laptop is not MacBook. So Windows kind of laptop can be easily broken or something, and they can be hacked. So people can go inside that. So generally we should be aware. Uh, MacBook is more secure, very secure. So there, and that's why you see more person using MacBook because of some reason it's not only pricing, but okay, they offer security. So JMeter, immediately just I'll import the template. First I'll generate those certificate so that we can import it in the browser. Use now JMeter also I'll close. And here it is there. So suppose I'm going to record from first recording I'll do from Mozilla, Google Chrome. So it's importing Google Chrome. Then close this Google Chrome. Fine. Now let us try to start with end-to-end recording. Okay. The first thing what we'll do, we'll make a project folder name. Right. So anywhere you can create a project folder name. So let us say pet store, pet store, pet store. Now in that we'll create some uh, three more folders. Uh, so pet store folder, project folder. Now here what we'll do, we'll use this one. Let it be for now as it is. Okay. So what we'll be doing is we'll be saving our uh, files, JMeter related file for this project in this folder, right? So some location should be there, right? So you can put it anywhere and on a good location, you can create this folder. Now, just this. Yeah. I'm just trying to see some names. Okay. Sometime because I also forget. Right? So that's why. Okay. Okay. Coming back. So we will create a project folder, pet store. Then inside that, one more folder you can create called archive folder, which will be like just keeping the old stuff archive. Now, we will start the JMeter. So see, already memory thing has been changed, right? Certificate thing has been fixed, right? So now we are going to do the end-to-end recording with best practices. So this is JMeter. We have made the project folder as well. Now let me just zoom in. Yeah. So now best practices to use the template. Just use the template. Create, create. Next is in this template, this three thing we do not need initially. So this three thing we will delete. Next is thread group. Inside thread group, we have recording controller. We will not be using that. We will use a simple controller. So right click on thread group, go to add logic controller and add simple controller. This recording controller. Then this is view result tree. Then this is test script recorder, which is which will be disable form. You can enable by selecting and control T or by clicking on this. Right? So it will become enable or just press control T. Remember shortcut control T. Enable. Then inside that view result tree is there. And here the file will be there to save the recording log, but we will not be using this. This also will delete. Now we will save this stuff. So you can click here and do save, or you can go to file and do save. Now it will ask you where you will be saving. So we created a project folder, right? This is that location wherever. So copy that and put it here and press enter button. So now we are in this location. Now give a good name. Okay. So remember, some good name we should give. So what will be the good name? Okay. So it depends on the scenario. So we are working on, let us say, scenario called pet store. Sorry, that is application. Product booking, right? First scenario is product booking. So we can give ID PS01PB underscore product booking. That's some name. Okay. So that best practice, right? That is what we are going to understand. Some best practices. Okay. Before saving, some changes here also. What change in HTTP chassis recorder? Like this will be same. Target controller will be simple control because now we are using simple control. Simple control. This will be as it is group fine. Footage group in new transaction. So only change this and just verify this correct or not. Here we have to choose a prefix. Remember prefix, and this follow redirect should be unchecked. I've told this last sessions as well. Fine. Now let us try to do the same. Now coming to the save, some good name. So what is the scenario ID? It's a PS at 01 PB, right? So PS01 PB. Okay, that is scenario ID. Underscore scenario name product book. So we can give underscore product book. And some date I can put when I was doing the recording. So that you can end up as 16 2025. And file type will be you can choose JMX extension will be always JMX. Java, what is the full form of the Java managed extension? Java managed extension. So this is the name. Now remember while giving file name, some important point we have to remember. Point number one, directory name or file name must not contain any special character or any space. Only hyphen or underscore is allowed. Even and is not allowed. Remember, and symbol or any special character or any space is not allowed. Okay, this is very strict rule. Okay, I have written must, right? Must means this must be. Even I think in very beginning, day two, I have explained about that. Like any folder, right? This is a project folder we created, or you see wherever you are keeping, right? So in whole, suppose this is complete project folder. So project folder as a path, right? If you just copy this path, you can keep it anywhere, right? That is my laptop path, but you can keep any. This number. Yeah. So this is project folder, let us say. So if you see, I have D drive, then inside that one more folder. Folder means directory, right? Direct. Then inside that one directory, and then again one more directory, and this is the final directory. You can keep anywhere, and no problem in that, right? In your laptop, wherever you want to keep. So, but if you what you I'm trying to say, like if you see this, this is a directory name, my workspace, but it has a two name or JMeter session. It has two names, but in this name, you see, to separate those two names or two words, right? Two words, I am using underscore, or you can use hyphen. Remember hyphen. But apart from that, you should not use anything. Even in the file, right? Let us say file. Suppose we have given. So this is scenario ID. Then a space. We have to suppose there are two words or three words. So we have to separate them. So either you can use hyphen. I generally use hyphen. It looks beautiful. Sorry, underscore. I have used underscore. I generally use underscore because it looks beautiful. Many people you see they will be using hyphen. That is fine. Apart from that, you cannot use anything. Even a space also you cannot use. Okay. Even a special character. Special character. Now, what is the meaning of a special? Any special character like and is there, as, dollar, dot, whatever. Exclamation mark, inverted quotes. Even and symbol you cannot use. Remember, and symbol. Many people uses and symbol. That also you cannot use. Accidentally by mistake also some people try to use that in the name. You should not use that and symbol. Right. Okay. So just to separate the two words, remember in the file name. This is the file name. You can use underscore or hyphen. Hyphen is will be in middle. Underscore is down. Or in the directory name, right? Directory name means complete project names, right? Also, you should follow that rule. Like, remember that. So that is point number one. So I have given that now. I see. So you can see it will reflect JMX file, PS01 product booking, 16 set 2025 .jmx create. Now next is here. We have to save the recording log. So you have to give the file name. So where we will be saving in the same folder, same project folder inside archive, we will keep that because that is not important, just for reference. So we will not keep directly here. We'll keep inside archive. Archive means like old thing, you know, meaning of. So let us go to browse archive. Now here with some good name only, like suppose scenario name PS01 PB underscore recording log. You can give complete name like recording log, or you can give short form RL also. Depends. It depends on understanding. So no need to give complete name, understandable, right? This is scenario one, PS01 PB, like product booking, and it's recording log, right? Extension, remember its extension should be what? .xml. Right? What should be extension .xml. And here save button will not be there, open button will be there. Click on that. It will throw an error message. No need to worry, just click on OK. This is how it works. Done. And then save. So this is done. Okay. Next, we are going to do the recording. So, okay, the recording. Now, before doing the recording, there are some best practices about the transaction name. Okay, 3 points are there. So, see, first thing is transaction name. Transaction name is what? Transaction name is user action. Correct. whatever the user action the user does, this names generally we give from our side. No one is going to teach you, or no one is going to tell you what are the transaction name you will keep. That we have to decide from our side. Okay, those names. Now there is some rule for them. Okay, or yeah, you can say. So see, transaction name must be meaningful. It means that the name should reflect or reference the user action being done, whatever user is trying to do or whatever user action is done, right? Remember, on that website, transaction name should be reflecting to that. So that's why you see homepage load, or click on enter store, click on sign in, login. So these were what we were doing, right? So name also should be like that. So these are the steps. We will come to name. I have a separate column for that. Okay, so that is a first point. Like transaction name should reflect the what user action is done, right? So meaningful. Now remember, in transaction name also must, I think, there should be no special character like inverted quotes and dollar and all those. You can a space is allowed, but ignore a space also, because a space is not allowed in file name, right? Giving file name. So if we practice the same thing, we always remember, right? So, but a space can be allowed in transaction, but do not use. Instead of that, you can use hyphen and underscore here also to separate two words. Remember, in transaction, and is allowed. Okay, and is also allowed. And is a space and hyphen underscore are allowed. Okay. So that is the thing. Now, so I'll explain this. Then third point is transaction name must follow other 3 points, right? Like it's not be much long, very much long. Not have to. We have to give the number, giving the numbers. Just follow other 3 steps. Not be much long. I have numbers, or I have numbering sequence. Okay, I have numbers, and same name for common one. So this part we will talk later on. So now just let us understand this and have numbers. What is the, right? So see, as I told you that this is a just steps I have given in normal way. You see 01 home page load, but transaction name we should make it little bit beautiful, and following those 3 steps, like it should be meaningful. It should not be very long, right? Very long. Then first thing is it should be meaningful. Remember, meaningful. Then second thing, not very long, right? Not very long. Try to make it as short as possible. Third point is uh, only hyphen or under hyphen or underscore and is allowed. Okay, while giving or while separating two words, or like here you see and thing. Here enter detail and set. So instead of writing and that much long, we can use and symbol. And separating two words, like if we select pate and other thing, we can use hyphen or underscore. Right? That is done. Apart from that, remember here also a special character is not allowed, like how in file name. Apart except and this, right? Not much long, meaningful. And now numbering. So we should give the numbers in sequence. So we can give like T01 also for T01, T02, T03, T04, T05, like that. T stands for transaction. Or you can go with like PS like this also. Many people use T also, okay, which is more generic, means uh, it used like in everywhere. Mostly people use as a common, right? T01, T03, T03. or you can make it more specific like a PS0 since it is application name related, so PS01, PS02, PS03. So that number should be there always, remember, in beginning, and then only the transaction name, you see. So you see PS01 underscore PS0 underscore enter store, not completely writing click underscore, just enter. Here you can write a little bit big, but this is more detailed. This is exact PS3 sign in, PS underscore login, right? Like that. And you should make it before recording. It is more useful. Okay. Because while recording, instead of typing, you can always copy paste and it becomes handy. So now I'll just copy this from here to here and I'll put that in notepad. And let us do the record. So hope you got this idea also. Now, and only one point is left. Same name for common ones. This we will talk later. Okay, not now. So let us finish this recording. So already all things are set up. Everything is done. Immediately we'll set up the proxy in our browser. So first recording I'm going to do with Google Chrome and all uh, 15 transaction will record. Will record from Google Chrome. And next one I'll be recording from Mozilla Firefox. So this is done. Now come here, use incognito mode, done. Now let us start. This file I do not need now. So first start. One more time, just save it. And just check, verify everything and just save. And now start. So this pop-up comes. Okay. Now here. Now see, transaction, you can always type here. It's not like that you cannot type. But if you have already ready, it's easy, just copy paste. So first transaction is you can PS0, copy that and put it here. Always we have to give the transaction name first. Then open this and put that URL here, whatever the URL is there, right? So you can put and hit enter button. I have my bookmark, so I'm just pasting. So you can just put and hit the enter button. It is taking some time. Yeah. So that is first transaction. Okay. Now after, remember, after every transaction, once this page is fully loaded, how we will know the page is fully loaded? You will see on top right corner, top left corner, it will be like revolving like this. Once it is stopped, that means the page is fully loaded. After page is fully loaded, then we have to do the next transaction, second transaction, right? So before doing second transaction, we have to change the name, remember. But again, remember that before changing the name, once this is fully loaded, this is revolving is stopped, and before you are changing the name of for second transaction, we have to mandatory wait for minimum 5 seconds. Okay, 5 seconds minimum. So I think 5 seconds is done. Now we can go and change it. So next transaction is PS0 to copy that, remove this and put it that. Now let us click on enter. You see it's revolving here. Until it is stopped, we have to be patient. Now it has been stopped. So once it has stopped, then again minimum wait for 5 seconds. Okay. Why this 5 seconds is also there? I can explain in later on. But yeah, once 5 seconds is done, then next change that name here and then proceed ahead. So we can change it here also if you do not want to copy paste and once you become expert. But I suggest generally if you make it handy, it become easy. You see how fast, right? But we can type also, like let us say PS03. Next is PS03 and underscore sign. I can do that. It's not like that. I cannot do. We can type also. But if you have handy, it's easy to copy. So we have either you copy paste or you write it here like PS0. So it's done. Now click here. Okay, so at least 2 or 3 transaction is done, right? So at least just verify. Let us come in JMeter and just verify whether recording is happening. So you can see here, yeah, logs are coming. Here you can go in simple controller and check the things recording is happening or not. Okay, so you can see here, home page. This is home page. So many things are coming. We will filter them out. But this is home page request, right? Then this is enter store request. Store request. Yeah. So recording is happening fine. So at least verify once, 1 or 2 transaction, not every time, 1 or 2 transaction, just verify because the recording is so long, 15 transactional. And if you are not verifying in middle and you are just focusing on recording, that time maybe in the last you come and see that recording didn't happen. So hard work is gone. So at least just verify in middle. You can always come and verify and do with passion. See, I'm doing with passion. No hurry, worry, right? So no need to do. There is nothing to nothing horror here or nothing worrying here. Right? Nothing is going on. Whatever we are doing, it's just getting recorded. Simple and very patiently, very peace mind. Just record. So. What is recording? Actually, we are doing some actions, right? And those transaction we are action means we are doing some transaction like the normal user, and that request thing we are capturing. That's it. Very simple. Fine. So now next transaction. So 5 second is done. Now I'll change it. PS4 login. Okay. So now put the username and password. First, we have to update the transaction. Then put the username and password, and then click on. So what was the we created this Jojo 15, right? Jojo 15 09 2020. This was the username password we created yesterday. Open card. Okay. Fine. So login. Yeah, login. But one thing, remember that as a beginner, do not try to do mistake in the when we are doing the record. Okay, so practice the flow before recording. Okay, anything, any doubt while recording, you should not as a beginner. But once you get experience after 2 or 3 years, you get the idea. Even if you may do the mistake, you can resolve it, right? But initially, since you can get confused, so as a good practice, I'll suggest that while recording, do not do any mistake. Okay. So welcome, we have signed in. Now next transaction is we have to select a page. So now I'm going to copy paste. So put it here and come to the application. We choose. You can choose anywhere. Paste out. So paste. So that is done. Now wait for minimum 5 seconds. So meanwhile, I'll just copy the next transaction. Select product ID. 5 seconds is done. Now update it here. So we have updated. Now any product ID we will be clicking on. So goldfish, angelfish, whatever. So let us say goldfish. That is done. Then next transaction. PH07 select item ID. So first update it here. But wait for minimum 5 seconds. Okay. Then only you update or do anything. So 5 seconds is over. Now we can change it. You do not be in hurry worry. So updated. Now let us click on any of this. Anyone EST 2021. Click. So it while recording is going on, since traffic is routed, it can be slow. So no need to worry. Traffic routed means traffic is not directly going to the server, right? It is first coming to JMeter, getting captured here, then it is going to the server. Then from server means the application response is coming and it's coming, getting captured here, and then that is coming to the browser. So it can be slow. Application can be slow. Okay, when we are doing the thing. So that no need to panic. Now, five may wait for 5 seconds and then change. So it So let us change this. So delete this, put it, add to cart, then click on this. Fine. Then again, wait for minimum 5 seconds. Then take Year-09, proceed to check. So update it, right? Update it. Let us click on proceed to check. Fine. So minimum wait for 5 seconds again. Then we'll yeah. Then I will do what generally this thing will be pre-filled. So you can select them and just delete them. Press tab and you can delete so that it looks more realistic. What happens in this is a practice website, right? So the data are coming as a pre-filled, but in real time this will be blank, right? So I've just deleted them. So now next transaction is we have to enter the details and click on continue. So here you see and is there. So I've used sort and can be used here. And separating two words we are using hyphen underscore, sorry, underscore, 2 or 3 words. Apart from that, no special character is used. So enter details and continue. Transaction name updated here. Now let us fill all these things. So card type we can choose any one, whatever, American Express or now some dummy data of card number. Just enter that. Expiry date should be in particular format. First name. You can give anything. It depends, right? It depends on application to application. That's what I say. Uh, it what is your application? You have to have a walkthrough of that. What data you have to give? All these things you have to understand in the beginning. Here we can give anything. Now continue. So fill with passion, no hurry, but slowly with peace of mind. Take time. Okay. No need to have any fear, like something is happening. No. Now again wait for 5 seconds and let us update. So next transaction is 11 confirm. Confirm. So this is final one. Means not final. 3 more transactions are there, but yeah, order is booked. This is order ID. Remember 93655, and what we booked, everything is coming. Now next we have to go to my account. 3 more transactions are. So again, wait for 5 seconds, then change the name. My account, right? So let us click on my account. Okay. Then wait for 5 seconds. Then update this. So my orders, right? My orders. So we are on my orders page. Now wait for minimum 5 seconds. First, let the page to be fully loaded. Always once that is fully loaded, minimum wait for 5 seconds, and then only you do anything. So now let us change the transaction name. So what is transaction name? We have to click on book order. So please book order or click book order. So remember one thing. I told you that many people will be using T01, T0. That is common. I generally prefer because of my past experience with different projects. I go with some special name, like let us say project related. So PS short form, PS01, PS02, PS03. That becomes more special. What important here is the number is important. We have to give the number. I'll be telling you maybe tomorrow why the number is important. Today, let us just finish the recording because time is already. So booked order. So which was the order on which we booked, right? Remember, this is the order. So we have updated the transaction. Now we have to just click on this. So this is the page, right? It will be displayed now. Again, just wait for 5 seconds and then repeat this. Time. So very soon. Sign out doesn't have number. You see, that also I'll be explaining why sign out do not have number. First finish this. Sign out. Sign out. It's, done. Now wait. Page is fully loaded. Then minimum wait for 5 seconds, and then we can stop because all transaction recording is done. So now stop. You can slowly close the browser. Immediately come in JMeter. Immediately come in JMeter and save. Save it immediately, so that whatever your hard work is, it got saved. It gets saved. Whatever you got. Now you see all 3, 4, 15 transaction, whatever has been recorded. And many things are there. So filtering, right? That's why I covered that. So that all will be doing because that is a happening process. It will always happen. So we will do that tomorrow. But yes, come immediately and save it. Now you can disable the proxy, right? Because if you do not disable, internet will not work. So save. So disable that. So that's done. So recording has been done. Okay. And recording has been. Now what we have to do is so immediately come and save. And as I have told you that this is recording log, and it has been saved in this file, right? And this file is created in archive folder. If you see here, PA01 pd recording log.xml. So here recording log is there, and here outside this is the main script, JMeter script, right? So just we do not keep this file, right? After recording is done, we do not keep this. That also I've explained why we do not keep this. So we will delete. Just select and press delete or backspace and save. Next is we have to do enhancement. So only one part of that enhancement that I'll do today is so recording done. We have saved, right? Now save another copy of test plan. Okay. So because this we will keep as a raw. Raw means original, okay, as it is. Because in future we can need another thing. Because in enhancement phase we are going to change so many things. So as a original, we will keep this, right? Yeah. So how to? So we'll save another copy. So how to do that? So just go to File and do Save Test Plan As, and just go out of the archive project folder. Let's do. Yeah. Here. This is uh, the main one which is showing, right? Now I can just click on this and just only this part I can just delete and write like on, working on, like that. V1 or something like this. We can keep. Yeah. So like version 1 and do save. So what you will see, this is the file name, current file name. Now we are saving this with another file. So we know, right? Making another copy, save as all those things. So save. So when you do save, you'll see that has been changed. Now we are on working on. Same thing, it's everything, same thing, just another copy, right? Save as another copy. That's what we are. Okay. So nothing special. So you can see this is the existing old one when we did the recording. This will keep that as a original, right? Original as it is. Now that same thing we have saved as another one working on and underscore v1. Now in this from tomorrow we are going to do the enhancement. This we will keep as it is. Okay. So working. Okay. So that maybe because in working on enhancement page is very big page, you will see when we will work on. So suppose you if you miss with anything, so originally what was there, at least somewhere we should have it. Right? So, yeah, so here we will fine. So we are in working on and everything is there. Now in that from tomorrow, so for now this is done. Now from tomorrow, say another copy then will give a scenario name on test plan that we will do tomorrow. Then we'll remove irrelevant thing and that is there, right? Which we have discussed. Then we will go ahead. We'll talk more on other things and so many. See, this many steps are there. We will go and do that. Okay. So that is for today. Any doubt for now? You can ask. Okay. So no doubt. Right. So fine. So I'm stopping the recording. Thank you.